Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Ifeoluwa, and in this video I'll be showing you guys how to sew this corset top with these trending sleeves. It is beginners friendly, and I also have a video of how to cut this top already on my channel. It is the one before this video, so I'm going to drop the link to that video in my description box. So if you are seeing this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do well to subscribe. I really appreciate all those who already have. Thank you very much, and also give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to ask your questions in the comment section. Thank you guys. Now let's get started. So I already have my fabric cut out. This is the center front, and the center front should be cut out on fold. So I already added all the necessary allowances while cutting. I added half inch for those sides and half inch for the neckline area. Then for the side front, I also added half inch for that side. Then at the side seam allowance, I added 1.5 inches. So for the cups, I also added half inch round. Then I cut out stay for the cup, so that it's going to give the cup more structure. It's going to be thicker. So I cut out the stay for it, and then I also cut out lining for the cups. Now for the back, I have my zip allowance already, so there is no need to add anything as the zip allowance. Then I added half inch at that side, half inch at the other side. Then at the side seam, I added 1.5 inches. At the neckline, I also added half inch. Then on the hem line, I added half inch. Then I cut out the lining for the back also. So these are the sleeves. I cut out the fabric and also cut out lining. So what I use for that part is the largest part of my arm, so that by the time you finish sewing this, is going to pass through your arm. So you are going to use your sleeve width. And then for the length, I used about 11 inches, so that by the time I'm done sewing, I'm going to have 10 inches. So for the sleeve width also, I added 1 inch for allowance. So the first thing we are going to do is to join the front parts together. So you are going to align them together. The front side should be facing the front side. So you pin them together and join. You also do the same thing for the other side. Now these are the cups. I already ironed my stay to the cups. So I'm going to also join the cups together this way. For the back also, I'll be joining that side together. You remember that that is the side that we cut out our darts from. So I'm going to be joining the sides together too. So whatever you are doing for the fabric, you should also be doing the same for the lining. So for the sleeves also, you are going to sew the lining and the fabric together. So the front side of the fabric and then the lining, you are going to sew it round like that, and then you are going to leave a little space, a little opening, so that you'll be able to turn the fabric and the lining over. You'll be able to turn it over to the front. So you do the same thing for the other side of the sleeves. And then when you turn it over to the front, you sew up the opening that you have. So this is it, everything all joined together. This is the front and these are the cups. I already joined everything together, and then you can iron them. So these are the sleeves also. This is the part that I said you have to close up the opening when you are done sewing. So you just close it up and top stitch it. Then this is also the back that I already joined together. That is the dart area. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fix the bias tape to the top, both the front and the back, for the boning channels. So you can use any color of bias tape that goes well with the fabric you're using. So I decided to use white for mine. So I'm going to sew it on the front part, and I'm also going to sew it on the back part. So the parts that we have the seams, that is where I'll be sewing the bias tape. So I'm also going to sew the bias tape on the cup, because I want it to come out looking like a 3-part corset cup. So I'm just going to measure out where I want the parts to be. That is the first part. So I'm going to measure it out. I'm using about 2 inches for this one. I'm going to measure it round, and then I'm going to sew the bias tape on that point. So this is what I have after sewing. This is the cup, and then that is the front part and also the back part. Now the next thing we are going to do is to join the cup to the front part. So we are going to start from the midpoint. You're going to start joining the cup from the midpoint, so that it's going to align well with the top. So this is how it looks like after joining the cups together. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to put the bra cup inside the cups. So I'm going to be using an already made bra cup for this, but if you don't have that available, you can just use your wadding. Now for this cup, I'm using size 40 for this. So my bust size is 38, and then I just decided to go with 2 inches higher than my bust size, so that way it's going to fit into the cups I have already. So I'm just going to join this together to the cup, but before then I'm going to show you what to do to make this protrude well. So you can just notch out the midpoint of this part. For your cups to protrude better and look bigger, this is what you are going to do. You see that this one is flat and this one is a little bit higher than this other one. So what you're just going to do is to fold the cup and look for the midpoint. So after folding the cup, I'm going to be marking out ½ inch, and then I'll mark out 2 inches from this. Then when you want to sew it, you're going to sew it and make it taper into the 2 inches. So that is how you're going to make your cup protrude well. So this is it after sewing, and this is the result of the cups. And now it's time to add the cups to the fabric. So the midpoint that we notched the other time, you are going to fix it to the midpoint of the fabric also. So when you want to sew this cup, we are going to be sewing on the ½ inch allowance. That's where we are going to be sewing the cup, on the ½ inch allowance, not on the fabric, not on the cup itself. You're going to be sewing it on the ½ inch allowance. So here I'm just pinning together so that it's going to stay in place. So you make sure it stays in place well before you sew. So this is it after sewing. You see what I'm saying about the ½ inch. So you're sewing round the ½ inch allowance instead of the fabric itself. So this is the cup after sewing. So what I want to do now is to just add my hemming gum to my cups and then use my iron to iron it so that it's going to stay in place. If you don't have this hemming gum, you can leave it as it is. It's also fine like that, but if you have it, you can just proceed to do what I'm doing and then you iron together. Now the next thing we are going to do is to join the sides together. So the side of the front and the side of the back, so the front side facing each other, you're going to join them together and then sew by the 1.5 inches that we left as the side seam allowance. So guys, this is what I have after sewing the side seams together. So don't forget that whatever you are doing for the fabric, you're also doing for the lining. So I also have my lining ready, and the next thing we're going to be doing is to join the neckline of the fabric and the neckline of the lining together so that you'll be able to turn it over to the other side. So don't forget that we have an armhole there, so you're not going to be joining the armhole. You're only going to be joining the neckline to the lining. So you're going to pin it down together, the front and the back, and then you take it to your machine to join together. And then after joining the sides by 0.5, you're going to top stitch the lining. So this is what I have after joining the fabric and the lining together on the neckline. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to be putting our boning through the boning channel. So I'm using this sewable boning. So I'm going to be using the fabric to measure out the amount of boning I'll be using. So I'm going to stop about 0.5 inches before cutting, so that by the time you want to join the hem line together, the boning won't come in contact with your sewing. So I'm just going to measure it like this and then stop 0.5 inches before the fabric, and then you cut it out like that. Then I'll be using my masking tape to cover it up, the front, the upper side and the lower part. So after that, you can then proceed to put it inside the boning channel. So you're going to do the same thing for everything. I begin to So this is everything. To make it relax well, you can just take it to your iron and then iron it so that it can relax well. So this is it after I ironed it. So the next thing we are going to be doing is to be joining the hem lines together, the hem line of the fabric and the hem line of the lining. So by the 0.5 inches that we left as the allowance, so you're just going to join it round like that. Then after joining the hemline, I'm also going to be joining the zip allowance side. I'm going to be using 0.25 inches because we want this top to come out in a very neat way. So you're also going to be closing up the zip allowance side by 0.25. So guys, this is the outcome. This is the hemline and this is the zip allowance. So you can see the little inches that I used for joining the zip allowance. So you can now bring it out from this armhole side. You can bring out your fabric from this armhole side. So this is it after turning over. The next thing we are going to be doing is to be fixing the zip. So we are going to fix the zip. So the front side of the zip will be facing the front side of the fabric, and then you pin together and you fix. This is the zip after fixing. The next thing we are going to be doing is to join the sleeves to the armhole. So you watch the way I'm joining the sleeves. You are going to be pleating the sleeves on the armhole. So by the time we pleat the sleeves, this is how it is going to come out. So you just carefully watch the way I'm doing it. So from the front side, that is the front armhole, you're going to start pleating from there. So as you're pleating, you can just stop a little bit you can leave a little bit inch, like half inch from the side seam. So you can just leave that half inch. So when you're done pleating for the front side, you also pleat for the back armhole. So this is how it is going to look like when you pleat and when you sew. So you do the same thing for the other side. So guys, this is how your top should turn out when you are done sewing. So this is your corset top with this sleeves. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was really understandable. Thank you guys for sticking by and watching. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do not forget to subscribe, leave your comments, and also give this video a thumbs up. Thank you guys. Bye.